The West is pulling out all the stops to bolster Ukraine's fight against Russia, with millions of dollars in military aid flowing steadily into action. However, what is emerging as the next battleground in the Russia-West conflict is the increasing involvement of Western lethal fighter jets aiding Ukraine, and France is leading the charge. French President Emmanuel Macron declared on June 6th that France will furnish Ukraine with Mirage combat aircraft to bolster the country's defense against Russia's military offensive, as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky convened with world leaders in France for D-Day commemoration ceremonies. In a statement issued following discussions with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky during the D-Day anniversary events in France, French President Emmanuel Macron unveiled plans to bolster Ukraine's military capabilities against the backdrop of escalating tensions with Russia. Macron revealed that France will provide Ukraine with Mirage combat aircraft, specifically the Mirage 2005, in a bid to enhance the Eastern European nation's capacity to safeguard its sovereignty and airspace amidst ongoing hostilities with Russia.
Tomorrow we will launch a new cooperation and announce the transfer of Mirage 2005, French fighter jets that will allow Ukraine to protect its soil, its airspace, and as early as tomorrow, we will start a pilot's training program and transfer of planes.
Speaking to the French public broadcaster, Macron underscored the significance of the cooperation agreement, emphasizing that the Mirage combat aircraft will equip Ukraine to effectively repel Russian aggression. Additionally, Macron announced that France will embark on a program to train Ukrainian pilots, further augmenting Ukraine's defense capabilities.
We will propose to President Zelensky that the pilots are trained this summer. It takes normally 5 to 6 months, so at the end of the year, he could have pilots and planes.
He reiterated the importance of Western support for Ukraine, advocating for the authorization of offensive operations against Russian military targets using weapons supplied by Western allies. This announcement comes in the wake of commitments from other European nations to bolster Ukraine's air force. Last year, the Netherlands and Denmark pledged to provide F-16 warplanes to Ukraine, while the United States commenced training Ukrainian pilots at a base in Arizona. General Serhiy Golubtsov, the commander of the Ukrainian Air Force, has long advocated for the acquisition of 4 operational squadrons of Lockheed Martin F-16 fighters to effectively control the airspace over Ukraine amidst Russia's military campaign. In a significant development, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky recently confirmed that Belgium will donate 30 surplus F-16 Air to Ukraine, substantially bolstering the nation's air force capabilities. This initiative, combined with previous commitments, is set to provide Ukraine with a formidable fleet of F-16 jets, strengthening its capacity to counter Russian aggression.
These F-16 jets will be provided to Ukraine as soon as possible. Our aim is to be able to provide the first aircraft before the end of this year, 2024. That is because one thing is for us absolutely clear. You and your Ukrainian population, you deserve the right tools in order to protect your population against a completely illegitimate aggression.
However, Ukrainian officials have raised concerns about the current capacity to train F-16 pilots, urging the United States and other nations to expand training programs to accommodate the influx of new aircraft. Despite the logistical challenges, Ukraine remains steadfast in its determination to utilize F-16S to repel Russian forces and restore stability to the region. Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin has claimed that the West had opportunities to end the fighting in Ukraine, but did not act on them.
What should be done to stop combat actions in Ukraine? I can tell you as a representative of the U.S. the same I told President Biden. He sent me a letter some time ago. I replied to him in writing, if you want to stop combat actions in Ukraine, stop supplying weapons, and hostilities will end in 2, maximum 3 months.
Putin had earlier also warned that though he doesn't intend to attack any NATO country, if the West supplies F-16 fighters to Ukraine, then they will be shot down by Russian forces.